What makes Jon Jones the greatest of all time? Is it steroids? Jon Jones tested positive for Chernobyl. Is it illegal techniques?
I do poke people in the eyes, and it's very illegal, but I do it.
Or is it something else? We truly paint our world with our thoughts and our level of self-belief. To find out, we must go back in time to December 30th, 2016. UFC 207, Cody Garbrandt vs. Dominic Cruz. Cody Garbrandt delivered the greatest performance of his career against Cruz to win the bantamweight title. After the fight, he talked about being in a flow state, instinctively knowing what to do at every moment.
I've experienced that flow state, but never on that highest stage or on that level of in depth with my body and just seeing everything. I could see every punch.
However, he never recreated that magic and lost his title shortly after because he never learned how to enter the flow state on command. Jon Jones, however, mastered this long ago, also called being in the zone. During this flow state, we operate on a subconscious level, fully immersed in what we're doing. For flow to occur, the challenge must be at the edge of our skill level. If it's too easy, we get bored. If too difficult, we get anxious. If it makes us stretch, flow can occur. The reason I mention this is why Jon Jones moved from the light heavyweight division to the heavyweight division. The fear was gone. He didn't fear these guys anymore and just wanted more, wanting to be nervous again and have fear again. Jones believes fear is healthy. He was in this zone of boredom, having dominated legends like Shogun, Machida, and DC, whose later opponents did not present the same level of challenge skill-wise. To bring himself back to flow, he decided to raise the challenge and move up to heavyweight to fight Stipe and Ganu or Gong. A more difficult challenge doesn't guarantee reaching the flow state. The challenge being at the edge of our skill level is only one part of the equation. However, Jon Jones knows the entire equation. After being presented with a challenge at the edge of our skill level, there are triggers we can use to ensure we enter the flow state. The first trigger Jones uses is anchoring. Anchoring is associating an internal feeling with an external trigger. Jon Jones has associated the feeling of flow with spinning in circles with his arms outstretched, something he has done his entire career. This is 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and his last fight. With enough practice, through anchoring, you can train your mind to associate any desired feeling with a specific external trigger. Jon Jones uses this external trigger to enter flow on command. Next, Jon Jones channels his anxiety into excitement.
Being nervous is important, there's a quote that I love. I say it all the time, there's nothing wrong with having butterflies as long as you can get them to fly in formation.
Physiologically, anxiety and excitement are the same. What makes us feel anxiety or excitement is solely based on how we perceive it. Jon Jones understands this and convinces himself during the walkout that he is feeling excitement because anxiety prevents flow from happening. When he walks out in front of tens of thousands of screaming fans, there's a flood of emotions, adrenaline, and nerves. Jon Jones gets his butterflies in formation by telling himself positive affirmations to channel this energy into excitement, not anxiety. The last thing Jon Jones does to enter the flow state is stay as present as possible.
And I'm just going to be embracing the moment, whether people are booing or cheering. I know that a lot of people are here to see me. And I'm just going to live in my moment, live in my destiny, and just try to just soak as much in and enjoy as much of it as I can.
Being truly in the moment, focusing on the here and now, is the only way to enter flow. If you're worried about what could happen or thinking about what has happened, it's impossible to be at your best right now. Jon stays in the moment by engaging his senses and constantly bringing himself back to center. Even mid-fight, when he sits on his stool, he centers himself in the present moment.
What I try to do is try to close my eyes and I focus on the water. I focus on the beauty, the fresh air. In between thinking about all these beautiful thoughts, I find myself recovered.
This focus brings him back to the moment, ensuring that if he has slipped out of the flow state, he can get right back into it and fight at his best, most creative self. It has been found that flow increases creativity by 400 to 700%, which explains why Jon Jones does Jon Jones things.
He is the present and he is the future, and he might be the greatest talent that we've ever seen in the UFC.
Another key factor Jon Jones uses to get into the flow state is pattern recognition. Jones is obsessed with studying other fighters' tendencies and weaknesses.
I study everybody extensively, and then I come up with their patterns. I figure out the way they flinch. I figure out their first favorite punch, their second favorite punch, their third, their favorite combinations, their setups to their takedowns, when they clinch, what side their head's going to be on. Literally everything. I know everything about every opponent.
He studies them and visualizes fighting them hundreds, if not thousands, of times.
I became obsessed with the power of the mind, meditation, visualization, and just realizing how powerful our minds actually are.
During these visualizations, he programs how he will capitalize on their weaknesses over and over again. The brain cannot tell the difference between visualization and reality, so these neural pathways are strengthened with each repetition. When the moment comes and the opportunity presents itself, pattern recognition kicks in and he capitalizes instantly. The most obvious example of this was his most recent fight with Gon. Gon has a tendency from southpaw to overthrow his left straight. Here you can see him overthrow it. Nanu didn't capitalize. The next time he throws it, you can see him overthrow it again. This time, Nanu tries to throw a hook off the break. Jon Jones saw this and visualized what he would do 1,000 times, slip to the outside, clinch, and use this opportunity to take Gon down. When the moment came in the fight, it was instinctive from Jon. Another weakness Jones saw in Gon is that when he's taken down, he often tries to wrestle up while leaving his neck exposed. You can see here Gon's neck is exposed, but Nanu is not confident in his submission game and doesn't go for the guillotine. Jon Jones saw this and undoubtedly visualized cranking a guillotine over and over. So when Gon did exactly that, he capitalized. The prefrontal cortex of our brain is responsible for thinking and decision making. In flow, there's less activity in this area, and we act from our subconscious without thinking. To us, the fight looked unbelievably easy for Jones, but it's because he programmed his subconscious with the instructions many times. And in the flow state, it simply acted on the instructions instantaneously when the opportunities presented themselves. Jon Jones is undoubtedly a gifted athlete who works very hard, but his true genius, often overlooked, is his understanding of the mind. Hey, thank you for checking out the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And be sure to check out my other videos for more content like this. I appreciate your support and I'll see you in the next video.